Welcome back to Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm here with Carlos, Laura, Marie, and I'm Lafayette as we jump into our review of the week. And it is a movie that, man, oh man, expectations were very low. And it's called Madam Web by Sony Pictures, associated with Marvel, not Marvel Studio, just Marvel. And if you guys don't know, this is a spin-off of Spider-Man along with Kraven the Hunter, Morbius, Venom. Those are all the kind of the spin-offs so far there has been to the Spider-Man universe. And this is another spin-off of a movie that takes place in the Spider-Man universe that is called Madam Web. It is actually these are characters in the comic. They're not just made up. And this movie stars Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney, Isabela Merced, who's gonna play Hot Girl in the upcoming Superman movie, Celeste O'Connor, Adam Scott. I was kind of surprised to see him, and Mike Epps. These are all the people in the movie that you would know. And it is basically about Dakota Johnson's character getting powers as a baby in her mama's belly through a spider bite, and now she can see the future for 5 seconds at a time, if that. You guys ever seen that movie with Nick Cage called Next?
Yep.
No, but I've seen it. That's so Raven.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
So, but is it
you
better
haven't
than
seen Madam Web?
Madam Web?
Hold on. Whoa. Wait a second.
It's literally the same thing in the sense of I can see 5 seconds in the future. And Nick
No,
Cage
he
at
can
least
see 2 minutes in the future.
who can?
Nick Cage.
I was gonna say Nick Cage though used it for playing cards or whatever. It's for some at some extent. So at least a little bit better. I mean, so but okay, let's jump into it. We'll start with Carlos. Madam Web by Sony Pictures and associated with Marvel, which they shouldn't have done that. They should have took their fucking name off this thing. Go ahead.
I thought the same thing. Oh boy, was this one? Oh boy, you thought Morbius was bad. You hang on to your britches, man. I tell you what, man. When this preview came out, it did look good, and I was thinking, okay, this looks good. I'm gonna check it out because you see all the Spider Women in it in the commercial, and then at the end of the commercial, when it said written by the same people that wrote Morbius, I'm like, oh no, that can't be good. So Matt Sazama and Burk Sharpless wrote Morbius, and they also helped write this shit show.
4 people wrote this movie. 4
I know, but those 2 were on.
But just think about that. 4 people in a room.
Took 4 people to ruin a movie.
Yeah, 4 people writing this movie. Not one of them said, "You sure about this?"
Oh yeah, no, go with it. I'll write the first half. You write the second. We'll split the last scene.
Like the one guy got up. I gotta you take a shit. All right, he came back 15 minutes later with like notes on a toilet paper. This is fucking great. Put this in the movie. All right, you got it, man. They're gonna make it regardless. So fucking put it in there.
Look, man, just throw all your ideas into Chat GPT. We'll get a movie out of it.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. Man, this is well, first of all, it's starring Nepo baby Dakota Johnson. Adam Scott, which I was surprised to see. I feel bad for him. I feel bad that he was in it. He plays Ben Parker. I was like, really? So they're really trying to tie this into Spider-Man.
So much so.
So he's Ben Parker. And Peter is born at the end.
No, not Peter.
Yes.
No name is
That's
given.
Mary Parker.
No, they don't say that.
That's his mom.
I know. It's everything is supposed to be like it's like hinted at, right? Because like Ben's like,
they don't say Peter,
one.
But that's
yeah.
Because Richard is off.
Richard is his dad. Yeah, he's a spy.
And this
or whatever.
Ben is the uncle. That's Uncle Ben.
Oh, I know. And then when Dakota's character says, "What's your girlfriend's name?" I really can't say because it's really serious. She's the one. I was like, just say fucking May already.
Yeah.
God damn it! Like,
stupid. That's how serious you are. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not. But at first, when he said that, and he goes, and he looked at her, I thought he was implying maybe he was attracted to her.
100%. That's also what I thought.
Well, and I got out of Well, I got out of her also, where she's like, "I'm gonna be upset no matter what you say right here because we should be boning." And I'm like, "Yeah, you guys are partners in your ambulance, and yeah."
Oh,
you're boning in the ambulance. That's perfect.
They have.
Oh, they're boning that ambulance.
They boned in the ambulance.
With the freaking blood pressure monitors on so they can see how hard they're boning.
Yeah. He probably strapped it around his penis. Look at how hard this. Look. All right. I know CPR.
Oh, now I'm just fascinated. Now I want to do like a blood pressure monitor on an erect penis. What would that reading be like?
Right?
OMG.
That's right. Or like get it. Or you know
Off
what
the
they probably did? They probably took like the EKG machine and put it all in their chests. They can all read as they get it. That's the great
Ooh,
thing
while
about
they get it on. That's a good
yeah,
idea.
like medical profession,
Make
they
your
can
heart
use all
rate.
these tools that we don't have access to. Yeah. Interesting. Carlos, continue.
Oh, but anyway, where was I with this shit show? A lot of it just didn't make sense. Like right at the beginning, when the mom is taking a picture of the spider web. Oh, I'm so close. You took a picture of a spider web. That could be any spider web in the jungle. Anything. And you're like, oh, I'm so close. I'm so close. I'm like, what do you mean you're so close? You've been working on this for years, but all of a sudden you're so close. And she happens to find one. Years. I found a spider web and I find one. Good for you. Great job. But man, the movie just, and then she dies. Then the baby comes out. Oh, she's gonna have a hard life, but she's strong. She'll come back when she needs answers.
How'd you forget the spider people? Come on.
Oh, the spider people. I know that's.
He's trying to forget about the spider people.
Oh, he is.
Thank you, Marie.
Yeah.
Thank you. But that didn't make any sense either. These spiders are everywhere in this guy's cave. Like you can't take a step without crushing one. They're everywhere. So what do you mean you couldn't find one in the jungle? Oh my God.
Well, here's
But
the
then-
thing too.
And it
Like,
was in Peru, I think, right?
it is. I think it's Peru. Yeah. But the spider people, like you said, they're all over their cave. So who's in charge of keeping track of the spiders? Like their job, inventory, because that guy should be fired. You let one out,
You let
one
one
fucking got
out.
out, bro. Kill this lady. Like it went like led to her death. Like the fuck, dude. Like, yep.
But I still don't understand how this one spider led to Ezekiel Sims becoming rich and powerful. What
You know
exactly
what?
did he
Yeah.
do to create money from wealth from this spider?
That's
Because he
another
clearly
thing.
didn't want to share it to
Mhm.
cure people.
Made no
He's
sense.
keeping
to
it to himself.
Mhm.
And 30 years later, he didn't age one bit.
me. A little bit. He had a little bit of gray hair.
But that was when he was stopped taking the spider serum. He started getting gray hair.
Yeah.
And then the girls. Oh my God, the girls are so stupid.
Yes, they are.
She steals a fucking taxi. All she does is rip the plates off of it. So you're telling all the other taxi guys, the drivers aren't looking for the number up top? They're not looking for the number on the top. That's ridiculous. My headphones just died.
The whole movie's ridiculous. Yeah.
Anyway, and
yeah,
then she drives them into and she's so angry. She's angry at everything. Like when the little kid gives her the little postcard.
Oh yes, about how thanks for saving my mother. Here's the thing about Ezekiel in the comic books. He's like hundreds of years old, and so that's how he's wealthy and everything because he lived forever. He's actually a villain to Spider-Man. He tries to help Spider-Man at first. Spider-Man goes against him, and then they throw down. So that's the background for Ezekiel in the comic book. In this movie, though, he's just some guy that found one spider, and now he's a millionaire with freaking intel and all this crazy shit. And he has one assistant that can do a lot for him. And it's, none of it made sense.
Using software that did not exist
At all.
in 2003.
2003. Yeah.
Yeah.
2003. Yeah. You could track
Yeah.
anybody anywhere. Like
Yeah. I'm like, that video feed that you have in 2003 is really smooth for security cameras. It should be jumpy and
Should be straight
glitchy
choppy as shit.
fuck. Yeah.
I mean, back then there were still 56K modem. Like, yeah, no. Carlos, continue.
She's angry at everything. She doesn't know how to react with children. And then when they say thank you for protecting us, like I'm not protecting you. Then what do you? Oh, man, I'm jumping around so much because this movie is so stupid. They were going to arrest her in a subway station. I'm like, what are you arresting her for? All because this kid yelled help. She's abducting us, and clearly you're all just standing around. How is she abducting you?
The cop showed up super fast, though.
Super fast.
Super fast.
That's
And
so
then-
unrealistic.
You know, the best part was, though, if this character was played by a black lead, they would have just started
beat the shit out
beat
of
the
her.
shit out of her real quick, and then arrested the little black girl that she was saving, and then told the white girls, "Leave, run away, run away!" Like,
And
but the
then-
cops are there so fast.
Oh, and New Yorkers apparently don't give a shit about emergency vehicles.
Anything. They just keep
They
going
wouldn't
about
move
their
out of the way of
business.
this
Yep.
ambulance. And I thought, well, maybe after 9/11, they'd be a little more, a little courteous to the emergency vehicles. But no, not a one moved out of the way. And then when she took the girls into the forest, I'm like, where did
Best
you
part.
find a forest in New Jersey?
No, best part of the movie, though.
But not only that, there's a diner less than half a mile.
That's what I
on the
mean.
other
You
side
bitches
of the
stay here.
trees.
Stay right here. I'll be back in 3 hours. And when she
Yeah,
comes back, she's
I'll
so
be back in
disappointed.
3 hours.
She's so disappointed when they're not just waiting around in the fucking forest.
Yeah, some stranger just told us to
In
wait
the
for 3
dark.
hours in the
Yeah,
forest.
In the dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Yep.
they're dancing on top of the table to Britney Spears. I'm like, what diner's gonna let you do this? They're up and isn't the waitress gonna go, hey, ladies, please come down.
Well,
No dancing.
that part I understood. Now, only
How did you understand that?
because the
When the
black
last time you saw
girl,
this happen?
the black girl was trying to, because she didn't care for those guys. So she was trying to like play the part of, come on, then you want to go talk to those boys, Sydney Sweeney. Let's go like basically make a fool of yourself because that's what you do in front of boys that like you. And she was playing that part of like,
No, okay, I get
I
that.
didn't get that at all. No.
oh, I got that
No,
from
but
her.
what I don't get is what diner is gonna let you do that. No
Oh no, I
diner is
got
gonna
that
let you
too.
get
I
up on a
understood.
table.
That part was dumb. That part was so dumb.
And then she
Yeah.
comes in and she's like, get down from there. Like she's their mother. I'm like, hey, Jesus Christ. But yeah, and then they try to do like in Morbius, the purple smoky thing. They
Yep.
try to do that with the web stuff when she hit the
Yep.
water, when she went underwater. I'm like,
Mhm.
man.
Yep.
But anyway, I told Lafitte as he got ready to watch it this afternoon before we started the show, I'm like, if you're on the edge and deciding whether life is worth continuing, do not watch this movie.
I mean,
Because
it's
it is
so bad.
It's
I watched
bad.
it at home and wanted a
Oh,
refund from
I
somebody.
time I timed how long the girls are in spider suits, how long they're actually spider people, like heroes. 1 minute, 1 second.
Oh, and
1 minute and
yeah,
1 second.
and they're all flashback or they're all dream sequence. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants a superhero movie where you see the superheroes for 1 minute. And I agree with you. When I first saw the beginning and it said associated with Marvel, Marvel should have been like, take our name off that. You are not putting this out with our name on it. Yeah, no, it was a shit show. This is definitely a one.
I mean,
Lucky.
Ezekiel, how did he even look somewhat like Spider-Man? I never understood that. But people have the Spider-Man eyes and all that. That's like,
Well, that's the other thing too, is like people see him as the Spider-Man, right? And this is before Spider-Man existed. So when they actually see Spider-Man, aren't they going to be afraid of him? Like, oh, this is the guy who was chasing girls around. This is the guy I don't
one
know.
of my favorite parts though of the effects wise was when he jumps on a cab and then he's about to jump off of this, but the scene cuts because they can't afford the effects of him jumping up in the air. Because I was like, yeah,
No.
they.
The
I was
best
like,
part of when she drives a fucking ambulance through the sign.
oh yeah,
Nails that dude, and she lands this ambulance like it was nothing. Oh, this just takes no damage. Let me just land this heavy ass vehicle. Oh, and that's the other thing that bothered me too. When her boss or something got hit, I'm like, how fast was that big rig going? Because it wasn't going very fast. It was a garbage truck, and it seemed to only hit the front of the ambulance, like the quarter panel. But yet he died, and he had some sort of wounds on him, like someone had shot him because her hands were covered in blood when she was doing CPR.
that part made no sense
None.
because that
Zero.
that garbage truck didn't even hit the ambulance that hard when you see the scene.
That's what I said. It's super
Yeah.
slow. He's going super
Yeah.
slow. It's like
Yeah.
it tapped him. Like, boop.
Yeah, no, I just can't do it, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, Laura, Madam Webb.
I'm just gonna pile on to this shit show because some of my notes are different. But yeah, shit show. The villain Ezekiel, his acting or his accent or what, it was so bad. I was genuinely wondering, is this guy overdubbed? Like, what was going on with the way that he talked? But generally, everyone's acting was super bad. And just little nitpicky shit. The newborn, like when she has the baby in the water pool and then they, pull the baby out. I'm like, movies where a 6-month-old baby is a newborn. Like,
That's what I thought too.
always
I thought the
gets me.
same thing. I'm like, she was not ready to have a
They're so
baby.
cute. Yeah, they're so cute and pudgy. I was like, that's not what a newborn look like. They look like fucking aliens. The just nitpicky stuff, that the nerdy one, quote unquote, when you take a model gorgeous young woman, you give her some glasses and tell her to cross her arms. You're so smart. You're such a social outcast nerd. That's annoying and an irritating trope. Also another nitpicky thing, if you're going to set a movie in a time frame in 2003, do not give your character high-waisted wide leg jeans. No woman in her right mind would be caught dead in those jeans in 2003. That is a today's style that they're like putting into the wrong era. That just fucking irritates me. I hate that. The guy's Ezekiel's photo was in your mom's stuff, but you never looked through it. You never recognized it. How did you not make that connection? This is the only
Yeah, I wanted to
connection you
know who
have to
took
your
those
mother.
photos.
Yeah, that's another thing
Oh,
about
yeah.
the photos. Who took the
Great
photos? Number
question.
one.
Yeah.
And where did
Yeah.
she get that stuff at?
Who
Because she's an
knows?
Oh,
orphan.
the spider people. They kept
No,
it
no,
for
but
her.
she's an orphan. Yeah.
They
And
spidered it over to her. They took
yeah.
a
And then,
couple of them, put them on their back and like swam.
well, I love how she went back to Cuba or whatever it was, Peru. And then here comes the king of the
Whatever.
spiders in his Afghan, his little,
Yeah, he's
like he's all like super nicely
his
dressed.
safari outfit.
Yeah, and he's like,
can we hurry this up? My tour starts in 30
yeah.
minutes.
And he's like, your mother, she's the reason why.
That's the other thing
that,
too. It's like, how did he know who he was talking to?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Never seen her. And
He's
like,
got
"Ah."
the spider revelation. Okay, but in the end, the biggest problems with this movie is that it was boring. So the pacing was all fucking wrong. I mean, at one point I was like, how long am I into this movie? 40 minutes in. All we're seeing is just her having like disjointed visions that really don't make any sense. Basically, somebody like out of time. There wasn't a proper through line plot or exposition that started sooner. It was just this girl wandering around, trying to do things. The pacing was all fucking wrong. And the other problem, two other problems. Don't center a movie around teenagers, at least teenagers who actually act like teenagers. Peter Parker in all the Spider-Man movies is supposed to be a teenager, but they don't act like a teenager. You know what I mean? They're smart, they're responsible, they make good choices. But these teenage girls acted like fucking teenagers, dancing on tables, doing things they were explicitly told not to. This is actually how teenagers act. Nobody wants to see actual teenagers because they're the fucking worst. And then also this idea of like, okay, you're going to make a movie about female superheroes. I'm a female. I love superheroes. I want to like this. I want to be in your camp, but you cannot make a movie for women that makes fun of women. So the baby shower scene where like, they're all there and you're making fun of women of like, oh, they're so basic. They like baby showers and to play games and get dressed up and do things. Only cool girls don't like baby showers. Like you cannot come into it like that. And it's like you said, Carlos, the thing of like, oh, a child wants to talk, like thank me for saving her mother and giving me a picture and showing emotion. Ew, yuck. Like it's disjointed. You can't make a movie for women about women and at the same time make fun of women.
Okay, what's your review? What's your rating?
1.
Okay.
0.5? No, 1. I'll give it a 1.
Dakota Johnson is not a good actress. She's not. She's just not. A good
Not
actress.
in this. Good God.
She's just not. I mean, I've never seen her in like. She's just not good. She's not a good actress. And Sydney Sweeney, who's known kind of as a let's be honest, all the movies she's in, she's basically showing her tits and everything. Like she's kind of the like sex symbol at the moment for movies. And like you said, let's put glasses on her and dress her like a nerd. You're gonna think she's super smart. And I'm like, okay. I mean, if anybody's ever seen Euphoria on HBO, it's basically her doing porn. I mean, just So
Okay, I'll be right back.
And but that movie was horrible. Absolutely, everything you guys said is spot on. It is such a shit damn movie. It is, like you said, it's super boring. It's super slow. You don't give two shits about this character at all. I mean, Ezekiel could have killed her. I would have been much happier.
And why did he have to show his face at the end? Why did you take your mask off? We already know it's you. Leave it on. Do your fight. Nobody wants to see your face.
Oh, and the way he died though was so just
with the sign that landed on him.
Pepsi, the P. Yep.
Yeah.
Landed on him.
He got P-whipped.
Yep. And yeah, it just was not good. Nothing good about this movie. Absolutely nothing. I I
The
mean,
way
he
she
wanted.
lost her eyesight was stupid as shit.
Well,
Did
in the
she
comic,
also
I mean,
become
hey,
crippled?
in the comic, yes. In the comic,
Yeah,
she.
why was she? Yeah, but
She
in
was
the
in that
movie,
weird
why was she in a
chair.
wheelchair?
But they didn't explain that because they didn't explain that at all. It just she lost her vision, but she didn't lose her. She didn't become paraplegic.
Well, she's
Uh,
not. She's yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, who cares? Who cares? I
But I
mean, at
love
the
how they
end,
try to set it up at the end for a sequel. No, bitches, you're not getting a
Yeah,
sequel
no,
to
thank
this.
you.
Oh, this is just the
oh yeah.
beginning. We still don't know what the future is. We do. We do. You're not getting another movie.
Well,
Also, I'm looking at
it's so
pictures of
bad.
Sydney Sweeney. Girl is stacked.
Yes,
Sorry,
exactly.
distracted.
Ridiculously stacked. Yeah,
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
a smoke show.
And that's what I'm
yeah, she
saying.
looks good in some of these outfits.
She's
Damn,
actually
girl.
out in a new movie today called Immaculate, which is a gothic horror movie that's very religious, like overtones. So if you want to see the new Sydney Sweeney movie out today called Immaculate, no, is it Immaculate? Yeah, it is
It is
Immaculate.
immaculate.
I don't know, just tiny girls with real big boobies. Good for you. Sorry,
No. I mean,
distracted watching pictures.
I
Watching pictures, looking at
watching them. Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah. I would not recommend this movie to anyone. Anyone. I mean, it's that bad. I just skip it. You never have to see it. It's a piece of shit. It's the whole like Spider-Man tie-ins where Peter Parker is, he's a baby in his mom's tummy, and he got Ben, and then Ben, like the whole thing would have been better if because there's no is there a scene at the end? No, there isn't, right? There's no
No, this
extra
is the
scene.
only one without an extra scene.
Yeah, they should have put an extra scene where like somehow, Peter's parents die, but Peter never born, just so we can end it. Just fuck it. Just no more Spider-Man anything. Just we don't need it. This is so bad. It's so bad. Or maybe Madam Web will be in another movie like Venom, or I don't know.
Yeah, that nobody's gonna watch.
Dakota Johnson said she'll never make another superhero movie again, because how bad this one was. And Sydney Sweeney said she didn't mind it. She just saw it as a movie that she said, I made this movie so Sony will put me in other movies. That's what she said. That's it. She's like, it's just a tool. That's all. It doesn't matter if it does good or bad. Now Sony wants to work with
Just
me.
give me my paycheck.
Yeah, that's all she said. And Dakota Johnson was like, fuck no, never again will I make a superhero movie. And I mean, who cares about Dakota Johnson? She's not like, she's nothing. She's,
Nepo baby.
she made those movies. What were they called?
50 Shades.
50 Shades, 3 of them.
Oh God, they're so bad.
But that's what she's known for, and that's all she's known for. Is just doing 50 Shades of Grey. Like she made 3 of those movies, and they're really, I mean, those are bad too. Those are really bad. So, yeah. Anyway, shit movie, Madam Web. Do not watch it. Doesn't matter if it's free. Do not watch Madam Web. It is really, really bad. So we all give it a 1 out of 5.